Well, today is Wednesday, the 26th of August. Getting ready to finish up our summer here. A lot of great wine drinking events coming up in the fall. Check it out on our calendar of events. Almost everything is listed there to the end of the year and through like June of next year. Got a lot of drinking going on here at the Wine Watch. Well, what have I got to sell you today? One of the great properties of Rioja, Marques de Murrieta Iguay. The history goes back in this property all the way back to 1878. Well, before that, the gentleman that started this, Luciano Fernando, the Ramon de Murrieta, came from Peru to go to London and then to Spain to make wine. And actually, it was probably his uncle, who was a banker, that was infatuated with wine, that got him the wine bug. And I went to study about wine in Bordeaux for 4 years. And then just a few years later, when he went back to Spain, he started making wine in the 1850s, sent several casks over to Mexico and Cuba, was his first sales endeavor. And only half of the wine made it there. But the stuff that did make it there was a huge hit. And just a few years later, 1878, he founded Marques de Murrieta Iguay. And then, well, his son took that over, and it's owned by two gentlemen for over 100 years. And then it's had a succession of passed through a succession of different people's hands just recently. But you know, a very passionate wine family now involved with this property as well. They own a property in that they make Albarino out of in Galicia, and still bringing this wine, keeping this wine at a very high level. You know, I remember the 1942. Marques de Murrieta Castilla y Iguay wine that we had here at our vintage Spanish tasting. It was out of this world. The wine was kept in oak for 29 years. That's right, folks. This 1978 that we have on this offer, kept in oak for a whopping 218 months, 18 years, however long that is. Incredible long time. And, you know, this is a landmark wine of Rioja. It was only been made 10 times up until 1978. The first vintage was 1917. And like I said, they don't make it every year. They just make it when they feel like the conditions are absolutely outstanding. Not just great, but outstanding. So the highest standards of any property, definitely in Rioja, to make your top wine just 10 years from 1917 to 1978. Well, they do have some Gran Reserva Especial. They're kicking it up a notch here the last couple of years in terms of the production years. But the 1978 is a stunning vintage. I just could not believe this wine when I tasted it, and I couldn't believe that my salesman Jeff was bringing it by for me to taste with anyways. But a fantastic wine. Has a bit of that VA on the nose. When you first open up these wines that have been wood for a long time, that little sweet balsamic kind of note, and then you notice the dill you get from the American oak, because they use American oak with this wine. A little green tea-like aroma, some light red strawberry kind of fruit. Really exotic and really complex, the bouquet. As this wine opened up all day long, I kept the glass sitting on top of my bar there. Light red cherry fruit on the tongue, just an array of like spice with their dried tobacco, and this lovely savory character to the finish. Even though this wine is 30 years old now, or some odd, it is drinking beautifully and still has lovely freshness. And this wine came right from the winery. The fill is all the way up to the top, folks. You do not get better provenance in this for $200 a bottle. Can't even buy many of the great First Gross of Bordeaux for a fifth of that price. They're a fifth of the price of the great First Gross of Bordeaux. This is one of the greatest wines made in Spain, in Rioja, and to me, an incredible deal if you look at, you know, the care that was taken to produce this wine and to hold on to it and to bring it to you today. We do have some other wines on the offer. You know, we had this Paso Barantes Albarino, which was very nice. The Marques de Murrieta Iguay Blanco, also excellent. The Reserva 2005, the 2004 Gran Reserva Especial, what this wine is, didn't spend near as much time in oak, just 29 months. And then the 2001 Gran Reserva, also available. And then we've got a little Blandy's Rainwater Madeira. What does that have to do with this problem? I don't know. I tasted it on the same day, so we included it on the review. Check it out. All the reviews for Marques de Murrieta Iguay on today's email. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.